Hello again, everybody. I'm Scott Casper. It's time to take a look at what's trending this week right here on Takedown. Every wrestler has a story to tell, but few have captured the attention and admiration of wrestling fans, quite like 2016 Olympic team member Dan Dennis. His road to Rio was not an easy one. From living in a truck to beating his teammate in the 57-kilo finale, it's all been a part of the process for Dan Dennis.
Hearing your story, I think a lot of people just have grabbed a hold of you because of you being able to walk away from it. Did you miss wrestling? How long did it take for you to be like, I really need to be back in a room?
That's a good question. I miss competing, and it's weird saying that because I get really bad nerves, like scared to wrestle, scared. But then I feel like I deal with it pretty well. I get really scared, and but I feel like I deal with it well. And I wasn't thinking of competing again. Where I was at, I wasn't bitter. I wasn't motivated. I wasn't in the right mindset to stick around and be beneficial to myself and progressing as a person, or really helping out the team. Moving out of Iowa City and not really knowing where you're going to stumble upon next in the situation I was in, not 100% certain knowing where you're going to be. There's some stress that goes along, or some anxiety that goes along with it, some uncomfort that goes along with it. And I think that's where people learn how to develop, and then figuring out how to be happy and be just have fun when you don't have a set future on what's going to happen. I think helped me a lot.
What do you think you need to do with your wrestling game to get ready for international competition?
Yeah, that's the only thing on my mind right now. I mean, I'm done celebrating, and I'm wrapping my head around what happened last weekend, and my only focus is to do the same thing in Rio. That's really the only place my mind is at right now, and it really is just to continue to develop on a couple of areas where I didn't do great in Krasnoyarsk, and just to keep staying sharp and to keep motivated and to keep feeling good with my body. And I got the right coaches. Mike Duro is huge on that. I just got off the phone with him, and we were just talking a couple of game plans a little bit, and a lot of that is staying at ease with your mind and with your body, and feeling good, and then just look a couple key areas to develop and improve on, where I can take advantage of these international guys.
Well, a GoFundMe account has been set up for Daniel's family to help send them to Rio. It's already surpassed more than $20,000 in donations. The page is still active, but all future funds will be donated to cancer research in memory of Daniel's father, Tim. He lost his battle with brain cancer in September of 2014. You can follow the family's road to Rio at the address you see on your screen. Wrestling fans, stay tuned. We've got a lot more to cover. You're watching Takedown thanks to All American Wrestling Supply. Stay tuned.
Right now, get 2 large original or flatbread single-topping pizzas for only $20. Casey's, famous for pizza.
At Cookies, sauces and seasonings are business, but food is our passion. Our secret ingredient is Cookies Flavor Enhancer and All-Purpose Seasoning. It makes pretty much everything taste better. You can use it on meats and in marinades, veggies and seafood. Try it on pasta and even popcorn. Pick up a bottle at your local grocer and enhance the flavor of your favorite foods. For more ideas and recipes, visit cookiesbbq.com.
Cookies is the one. for generations. No amount of bravery and conviction could end the infected, unyielding rage. And with every battle, the evil grew, changed, evolved. The warriors needed nothing short of a miracle to stop the infection, and a miracle they received. Your body is at war against skin infections and diseases each time you step onto the mat. Protect yourself against the invasion. Defend Soap. Defend what you have built.
Our guest, Elias Theodoro.
Can you teach me the Showtime kick?
Yeah, definitely.
It is a part of the grappling culture. I mean,
It's a part of the grappling culture.
It is.
If you're successful in something, you need to be insane.
I just want to shock the world.
I'm on the verge of dying because I'm a vicious alcoholic.
What a shot! And that is it!
Headline News is brought to you by Sunflower Wrestling. Find them online at sunflowerwrestling.com.
All right, welcome back to Takedown. Bennett Miller's Foxcatcher brought plenty of attention to the sport, but there's a lot more to the story of Dave Schultz and his teammates that you won't find in that film. Featuring interviews and never-before-seen footage, the new documentary, Team Foxcatcher, provides a more accurate look into the life and death of an Olympic icon.
John E. DuPont, an heir to the DuPont family fortune, lives here on the sprawling estate his family has called home for generations. Team Foxcatcher is all part of John DuPont's plan to support many athletes in their pursuit of Olympic glory.
Most of your athletes, if they do it instinctively, they get it right and score their opponent.
They built this $1 million wrestling facility. It was amazing.
John was this wealthy man, and then he was also like a scared kid that never really had a childhood.
John started inviting individuals to come live in the houses and paid them a salary to be on his team.
You could see that. He wanted to be one of the guys.
The Eagles soar high.
David Schultz, a wealth of experience out there on the mat.
I want to be the world champion in 91 and the Olympic champion in 92. And then I want to quit. Before all my hair falls out.
Dave just thought it was an unbelievable idea. These families and athletes, there truly was a sports utopia.
Things just started going south real quick.
Who's that coming out of there?
Oh, it's the dog.
John observed how people did gravitate towards Dave. I think that got to John a little bit.
John became super paranoid.
I knew that he was doing cocaine because he wouldn't sleep. He would videotape the woods.
Look at this. Do you see something there?
Everyone was just kind of pacifying the guy because he was good for the sport.
Dave genuinely liked John and tried to help him.
Dave Schultz was the truest friend John had.
Kill them all!
There's just no reason to live in an environment like that.
Dave should have got out of there.
John loved Dave, and then Dave became his demon that was after him.
Police, fire, and ambulance.
The man's been shot. Oh, God, please hurry.
Well, Team Foxcatcher will be available exclusively on Netflix starting April 29th. The film was produced with the help and blessing of Dave's wife, Nancy, whose incredible footage chronicled her family's time at Foxcatcher Farms.
The film actually took over 6.5 years from start to finish. And was a true labor of love by so many people that loved Dave, that knew him, and that wanted to see his story come out. I think after his death in 1996, there was a lot of publicity on John DuPont, and still in this film there is some, but I think it was the endeavors of a lot of people that they wanted the world to know Dave Schultz more as just the victim of a murder before in 1996. So John DuPont passed away in 2010. And John Greenhall called me very shortly after and said, "How about now?" And I said, "Yes, I'm ready." My children were a little older. I was ready to work on the project, and we took flight. And we spent 6 years doing hundreds and hundreds of interviews, all the way from the athletes at Foxcatcher to international athletes to USA Wrestling, FILA, and really put a complete picture together of actually what it was like to live, to train at Team Foxcatcher during the years that we were there from 1989 to 1996.
Again, look for Team Foxcatcher starting Friday, April 29th, exclusively on Netflix. More wrestling coverage, that's after the break. You're watching Takedown, presented by our good friends at Defense Soap.
Eight countries in the City of Angels. One goal, to be the World Cup champion. Freestyle wrestling returns to Los Angeles as the world's greatest put it all on the line for the right to be called the best team. Featuring world champions and Olympians competing for all the glory at the fabulous Forum, June 11th and 12th. Get your tickets today, and let's rock the Forum.
Dolomer Sports Surfaces is the exclusive home of the Flexi Connect, the world's first tapeless wrestling mat. With its patented hook and loop system, the Flexi Connect actually strengthens its connection as you use the mat. With no mat tape required, it is also easier to keep your mat clean, as well as save time on setting up and tearing down your mat for practice or competition. All of Dolomer's standard Flexi Roll lightweight features are also included with the Flexi Connect mat. Dolomer Sports Surfaces. Others imitate, we innovate.
Well, it's become a springtime tradition in the sport. USA Wrestling and Beat the Streets New York have teamed up again for international competition live from Times Square. As part of the main event, Team USA will take on World Power Iran in men's freestyle, while several members of the U.S. Greco-Roman and women's teams will see action as well. With more on the 2016 gala, here's Beat the Streets founder and chairman of the board, Michael Novogratz.
You know, we have about 125 actually more than that, high school programs here in New York City that we fund and have started. And 80% of our fundraising usually happens around the gala. And so we have this big gala. The idea was originally, let's bring wrestling energy to a city that has none. And let's bring the greats and the lore of our sport into the city so our kids can see what it is. Now we've got Beat the Streets. We're bringing the Iranian national team. We've got two seniors. They're 74 and 84 pounder coming. And then we're going to bring four of their junior world medalists. We're going to pair them up against, four of our best 18 to 20-year-olds. And so it'll be an interesting USA team. You'll have a Jordan Burroughs and I thought we were going to have a Kyle Dake, but lo and behold, we've got a new star. On the junior side, we're still waiting to see how people do at the Nationals. It'll probably be the guys that win the Nationals in Las Vegas. Names like Spencer Lee and Mark Hall getting kicked around. But, part of this is to show our kids and to show, quite frankly, the adults that, two guys from opposing countries or even at times enemy countries can go out on the mat, beat the crap out of each other, really try everything in their power to earn victory and crush their opponent. But afterwards, shake his hand like a man and then break bread and dance with him afterwards. If all our country leaders could kind of think the same way, the world would be in a better place.
Well, the U.S. versus Iran duel will require a ticket for reserved seating in Times Square, but as an outdoor event, pedestrians and non-ticket holders alike are encouraged to watch. For more information or to purchase your tickets to the 2016 gala, head over to btsny.org. Well, the Olympic team trials represent the start of something new and exciting for some, but for others, it's where the journey has to end. For the past decade, 6-time world team member and 2-time Olympian Spencer Mango has been the face of Greco in America. But after falling in the 59-kilo semifinals to eventual champ Jesse Thilke, Spencer cut his shoes off and placed them on the center of the mat, signifying the end of his Hall of Fame career.
Well, it was came pretty fast for me. I was expecting to be able to wrestle a few more matches and then go qualify the weight, but when that didn't happen, my plan was just to get those shoes off as fast as I can and get out of there, because I knew I wouldn't be able to hold it together. It was emotional. I broke down up there. I couldn't hold the emotions back, and I cried and got to hug my coach, and I guess it just took me a little longer to say farewell to the fans, but overall, looking back at it, it was a great moment, one that I'll always remember, and I'm thankful for the fans for standing up and applauding as long as they did. I never thought that I would see this day. Seems like just yesterday I was up at Northern Michigan with Ivan Ivanov, just starting off, and coaches always tell you it's over in a blink of an eye, and it really is. And I'm just to have the support that I've had all these years, you couldn't ask for anything more.
Well, on behalf of wrestling fans in the U.S. and around the world, we want to thank Spencer for his service to this country and to the sport. You won't find a better role model or ambassador than the Sergeant. Congratulations, and thank you to Spencer Mango. Now, of all the big storylines from the team trials, nobody shocked the wrestling world more than Frank Molinaro. The former Penn State star knocked out Brent Metcalf on his home mat and downed 18-year-old superstar Aaron Pico in the finals to make his first world and Olympic team. Now back training at the Nittany Lions Wrestling Club, Go PSU Sports caught up with the Gorilla Hulk, Frank Molinaro.
I just always, my heart was always full of hope, and, I just always thought that if I kept doing the things that I was doing and kept grinding it out and not cutting corners and doing all the small things, that it would pay off eventually. And it had proven to be true previously in my life for some other goals that I had set, and I was fortunate enough to achieve them. So I just applied the same thing and just kept believing that my time would come. And the closer I got to the tournament, it was the most prepared I've ever felt. And I think the hardest part was just accepting that I was going to do it. And then once I accepted that I had put the time in and that it was my tournament to take, then I just kind of went out there and had fun.
Well, one of America's favorite big men, Robbie Smith, joined Molinaro in making his first Olympic team in Iowa City. Smith was one of our featured guests on Takedown Radio Saturday. He talked about Greco-Roman and the long road to the Rio Games.
I love this country so much, and it truly is an honor to be called a U.S. Olympian. And I mean, that is just saying that out loud is surreal to me, because I mean, there's the men and women that give their lives for us to be free and have us do what we can do and live my dream. And it's just making those people proud, because I'm just an athlete, going out and putting on a show for people. And if I can do that to the best of my ability and make Americans proud and really represent my country to the fullest, that's what I'm there to do. And I just love it. And, I do it for the little kids that can look up to me, and for, the wrestling community. But I mean, it's for the United States of America when it comes down to it, because I'm putting on not just my name, I'm putting on that name. And that is the biggest thing to me. And I'm super proud and I'm honored, and I can't wait to do it August 15th at the Olympics.
All right, wrestling fans, coming up next, the youngest reporter in wrestling talks with Rulon Gardner. Stay tuned. You're watching Takedown, presented by Nike.
Proudly made in the USA,
Danmar offers incredible protection and customized gear. I'm Tony Ramos, NCAA champion and world team member. Take my word that Danmar Warrior headgear is the best. It's what I use. Look for my limited edition signature headgear at a retailer near you or online at danmarwarrior.com. I'm a world-class warrior and you can be one too with Danmar. Follow me on Twitter at T_Ram133 or on my website, teamramos.co.
Every day in this sport, you have an opportunity to make a difference. To win in this sport, you have to have three things. A strong body will give you the conditioning to win. A strong mind will give you the technical ability to win. But a strong heart will give you the opportunity to win when no one else thinks you can. Let today be your day. Strong mind, strong body, strong heart. That together makes a champion.
Speed the Sauce Man here. While sauces and seasonings are our business, food is our passion, and we've been helping make your favorite foods taste better for years. Try our Wings and Things hot sauce and everything from chicken wings to your morning eggs. Use it in recipes like spicy chicken noodle dinner, party dip, and buffalo chicken pizza. It's not only delicious, but it's award-winning too. Wings and Things recently earned first place honors in the hot sauce category at the National Barbecue Association's Award of Excellence competition. Remember, smart cookies use cookies.
Right now, get 2 large original or flatbread single topping pizzas for only $20. Casey's, famous for pizza.
All right, welcome back. Takedown's youngest correspondent, Gunnar Gillette, recently competed at the Flow Reno Worlds and had the opportunity to interview America's last Greco-Olympic gold medalist, Rulon Gardner.
I'm here with the man who beat the unbeatable Alexander the Russian Bear Karelin, the Rulon Gardner. Thank you for joining us, Rulon.
Thank you for allowing me to come here and be part of this great institution, my little friend.
Rulon, obviously, you had to overcome lots of obstacles to beat the guy who was undefeated in 13 years in his international competition, Alexander the Russian Bear Karelin. But what made you believe that you could beat him?
You know, at the end of the day, I don't know if I really believed I could really beat him. I knew I had an opportunity to compete against him. I didn't know, and the coaches didn't know how we would really beat a guy who hadn't been scored on in 10 years, who hadn't been beat since, you know, he started wrestling, international wrestling. So for us, we didn't know how to beat him, but we had a plan and we had a goal, and that was to push him, to break him, to, you know, get in his face, to let him know that I'm not going to back down. If we could do that, hopefully an opportunity present itself, and that opportunity would, you know, win me the match, and that's what happened. And I didn't know personally if I thought I could beat him, but there was nothing I wasn't willing to try, and that's what we did, and that's how we won the match. We just didn't give up on ourselves, and, you know, I wanted to bring back the gold medal to America to represent, you know, that dreams come true in this great country and this, you know, this great institution of wrestling.
Rulon, speaking of, you mentioned just never stopping pushing and never backing down. Speaking of that, you wrote an autobiography called Never Stop Pushing. Can you tell us some about that, and what inspired you to turn your story into a book?
Well, my story, I think, is kind of like a lot of people's. You know, after they read the book, they said, man, that story was kind of like my experience of growing up or having adversity. You know, I had a learning disability, had all these obstacles, and people were like, oh, I can't do it. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. But you know what? Anything's possible in America. And that's what Greco-Roman meant to me, was the opportunity to finally achieve my goals and master my skills and be able to represent that to the rest of the world and say to the rest of the world, if I did it, you can do it. Be like me, overcome, adversities. You know, I graduated from college. I became a teacher. I accomplished that goal, and then I went back and accomplished more goals. Wrestling teaches you to accomplish your goals.
Rulon, you became a household name known to not only wrestlers, but everyone, even if they don't wrestle.
Yep.
With the 2016 Rio Olympics coming up, who do you think could become the household name?
Well, I think definitely in the wrestling world, Jordan Burroughs is already a name. You have, Schneider, college world champion, right out of high school. There's so many guys that have the potential to not just get on the podium, but win gold medals for America. I think Jordan Burroughs is the one that really people will be looking to lead the way. And I think with his skills and his ability to be a leader, I think we may bring back a lot of gold medals for Team USA.
Thank you, Rulon. It's been great to have you on my show.
Thank you
Thanks
very
a
much.
lot.
And it's been a pleasure. Go Team USA.
Thank you, Rulon. I'm Gunnar Gillette, telling you to snap that head and throw on some headgear.
Great job as always, Gunnar. Make sure to follow our young reporter on Twitter and look for future episodes of Head Snaps and Headgear right here on the show. Super Singlet Sunday time every week. Atlanta's Takedown Shop has given you a chance to win a free custom singlet along with other sweet stuff from Nike, Asics, and Adidas. This week's winner is Clint Griffin of Onalaska, Wisconsin. Congratulations, Clint. Now, if you want to be the next lucky winner, just follow us on Facebook and Twitter, like and retweet through the week, and win your own custom singlet from the Takedown Shop. For more wrestling coverage, interviews, and articles, make sure to check out our website at takedownwrestle.com. And you can follow us on social media for all the breaking wrestling news as it happens. And join us live every Saturday morning for Takedown Radio. From our studios in Des Moines, Iowa, from all of us, I'm Scott Casper. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.